here from Eclectic Images with another birthday themed card for you today. We're going to use our little bunny cute and some balloons and make a really pretty little card. So using some watercolouring techniques and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's have a look at our stamps. We've got the birthday wishes set and the little bunny, but then also the Easter bunny eggs and bits, because I want to dress up the little bunny a bit with the bow tie. But also I was looking at this set and went, oh, if I tip those around that way, I've got balloons. So yes, so our little set has some balloons in it. So let's do some creating. First, sorry, Matthew, you were heading in the right direction. Ink pads, we've got Portobello. There's some of the new colours in Versify and Claire. Portobello and Very Perry. I'm also going to be doing the strings for the balloons with the Lousy Liner number 5. Now, Lousy Liners are pens made with ink that's been recycled from ink cartridges, from laser cartridges. And the, as you can see, recycled plastic. The casing's made from recycled plastic as well. And you can buy bottles of refill ink and refill them. So good environmentally one. I like that sort of thing. Ganzai Tambi paints we'll also be using. So I've got the 48 set here. And what I'm going to do, I'll look on flip that over where I've got my swatch chart out. And then I can see what colours I might like to use. And I've got some water in a pipette here. So just heading over to the paints, I would like some of the turquoise. I want some of the lighter pink and mauve and the pale blue. But then I'm also going to need some darker purple. Poor Matthew trying to keep up with this. And I'm heading that way for some rose madder. So that should give us some good colours for our balloons. Okay, I'll stamp the rabbit first so that we can actually see where he's going to fit on the card. So for this, I'm going to use the Portobello. And pop him. Oh, I want to be able to put the greeting on. So we might pop him just to the side slightly. Press down and lift up. And we've got the cute little bunny. Now even cuter is the bow tie out of this set. Oh my goodness. It is tiny. Absolutely tiny. But so I've got it on a little block. And I'll ink this up with the Very Perry. And it's been designed that you don't have to mask it. You don't have to cut a mask that's this small. It will just fit into his cheek area. So there we go. We've got our bunny with his little bow tie on. He's pretty cute. Okay, now I've got that positioned. Now I can work out where I'm going to put some balloons. And one of them will go over the top of that smudge that I've just done. I'm just going to clean my fingers. Matthew's sniggering in the background. Yeah, I just splopped. Okay, so I've got my 2 balloons loaded on blocks, but what I'm going to do, I could ink them up with a couple of different colours of a water reactive ink, like the Catherine Pooler inks, but this time I'm actually going to use the Ganzai Tambi paints directly on the stamps. Now I've found that it actually gives me a better image if I do some lighter colours and just a touch of darker ones. Too much dark comes out quite heavy. So we're just going to head across to the paints. We'll pick up some mauve and I'm just going to pop it on the stamp. Some of the pale blue and some of that lovely soft pink. Now I'm going to clean my brush and then we'll pick up a little bit of turquoise and just pop that just on the edge of the blue. So I'm not needing a lot, but I do need, if I've got a little bit darker on the edge, it helps to outline the image. So to actually give an edge to the image. Let's pick up a bit of rose madder. Oh, poor Matthew, I'm just diving all over the place on him. How about I take the stamp that way? Is that better? Whoa! Should have given him warning on that one, shouldn't I? Rose madder around the pink. And then give my brush a clean and pick up some of the it's a cobalt violet, and we'll pop that around on the mauve edge. Now we will have to do this same process each time we want to stamp a balloon, although we may get a second generation out of it. Now I'm heading this way, Matthew, over to the card. So I'm going to get my water bottle, give that a little spritz, and then stamp it onto the card. And we should get a nice blending of those colours. I like the swirls there. I'm just going to add a bit of water. Might have done too much of a spritz, but I think it'll still look really cool. If all else fails, I can always outline it, but I'm just going to use my brush. See how I've got a bit of a ragged edge there? Let's just use the brush just to smooth that off a bit. We'll leave some of that. We'll add a bit of water in the middle here. That's better. Now we've got them blending a bit better. So I think I've got enough colour there that I can do another imprint with this one. Let's go up the top there. Cool. That's going nice. Let's just break that up a little bit. Do I want to break up that mauve a bit? Add a bit more water in there. Oh, tip the water bottle over. Let's just put a bit of water here and then touch it to the mauve and let that do a bit of smushing. You know what? I'm going to put a little bit more colour on the outer edge, but try for another imprint from it. So let's go back over to our paint palette. We'll get a bit of that turquoise and just touch it to our edge a bit. In the background I'm cleaning my brush so I can go over to the rose madder. Put a bit of that around this edge. And we're going to head back across this way to the cobalt violet. Now instead of spritzing it, this time I'm going to actually wet my brush, dip it in a bit of water and actually just add a few drops of water onto there instead. Okay, let's give that one a go. Oh, see, I like that. Of course, I can't help playing with it. Even if I like it, I'm still going to keep playing with it, aren't I? Just add a bit more water in there. Get a bit more movement happening. All right. I'm going to switch to the smaller size egg shape now. And I think this time I'm just going to use the softer colours. So back over to the paints. Let's grab some of the pink, some mauve, and a bit of the light blue. I will clean my brush before I go into that light blue. Now back to the work area. Give my brush a clean, grab a drop of water. Where do we want it? Now the decision, where do I want it? So I'm going to have strings of the balloons coming down to his little paws. I think we could have some drifting over this way. We have one. Do one up high. That might just be enough, I think. And again, where I've got a bit of a ragged edge, I'll just come in with my brush and just fill that in a little bit. Excellent. Okay, now while those are drying, let's add some colour to our little bunny. So for this, again, I'm going to use the Gansai Tambi paints. We're going to pick up some of the raw umber and I'll just put it on the tile here. I could use the tile, I could be using my glass mat. I just happen to have a tile here at the moment, so that's what's getting used. Let's just get a clean brush and just put some water in there. I just want a hint of colour on him. Don't need to colour all of him in. Let's turn my card around so I can go down the other edge of him. So this is why I washed the colour out, because I really don't need a lot of the colour there. That's the thing with a good quality watercolour paint like this, is you've got so much pigment there that you actually use a tiny amount of it and get loads of colour. And here, where we want it quite soft, I've actually got to be a bit careful of that loads of colour. Let's leave his belly quite pale and his little rough pale. Now, I'm looking at the colour of his little bow tie. Now, I'm actually working with 3 different sizes of aqua wash brushes here today. I've got the fine, the medium and the flat. So for the little tie, I want to do that in the fine. And let's pick up some of the mauvey colour that we've been using with our painting. And maybe just to... do I leave it there? While I'm thinking about that, I'm just going to put a little bit of pink in his ear. Okay, I'm going to leave the bow tie for now. I may come back and add some more colour, but I'll have to think about that. I'm going to grab just a little bit of turquoise, put it on the plate, and with the fine brush, just give him a bit of blue on his eyes. And his little nose. I nearly forgot his little nose. Let's go back to that soft pink. Just a dab. Okay. So that's our bunny. Now I want to add a little bit of background to it. So let's go back to our brownie tones, and this time I'm going to get a little bit of green on the go as well. Which one? Maybe this one here. So I'm picking up a bit of colour with my wet brush, pop it on the plate, and I'm actually going to mix a bit of brown and green together. I'm actually going to do a little bit of ground sort of underneath him. So I'll pop it in, and then I'll use my flat brush just to squeeze a bit of water on and just spread that. So we've got a little bit of a ground line there for him. But then I also want to be a little bit of ground in the background of him as well. So let's again pick up a bit of green. That's our guard dog in the background. He's so big and tough. It's probably a rabbit. Not this one though. This little rabbit's safe.
How could you say that?
Just adding a few bits of extra colour, and I'll come in and just wash that out a bit just to make it look a little bit textured. Now I'm not going to bother masking the bunny. I'll just paint close to him but not over the top of him. And the same process I'm going to use for the sky. So I'm just wiping my brushes clean. And then we can pick up, now Matthew, I'm heading back to the paint palette, okay? And I'm going to look at my colour chart and have a look at, I just want some soft colour in the sky, so I think maybe just a bit of horizon blue, which is, now I've actually got to turn this around so I can look at horizon blue. That is the pale one that I was working with on the balloons. So that's great. Let's pick up a little bit of that. Something must be very exciting out there. Now that had gone quite creamy because it's been sitting there with water on it, so I can spread that out quite a bit. Now again, I don't want to have to mask the balloons, I don't want to overlap them, so I'll just go close but not over the top of them. We just want a little bit of blues to give a bit of sky in the background there, but it doesn't have to mess with our balloons. But I also don't want to create a look, I want it to be like this, where it's obviously, here I'm looking like I've stopped close to the balloon, so I don't want to do that too much. So I'm just going to wash this out over the card generally and try and not have it finishing in lines near our gorgeous little balloons. Blobbed a bit of water there. Okay, that was a little bit stronger than I wanted where I first went on, so I'm just going to come in with a bit more water and my paper towel and see if I can lift a bit of that colour out. So just popping some water down and come in with my paper towel and just knock that back a little bit. That's better. Okay, so it's just that hint of creating a background. Now what do we think with the bow tie? Do we need more there? Or are we still deciding? I think we're still deciding. So now I'm just going to give that a quick bit of a dry with the heat gun so that the sky's dry, so I can then add our balloon strings in. So let's just grab our heat gun. Now I'm adding more water because I'm just not happy at the line that was developing there. Okay, so let's get our lousy liner and I'm going to have a look at what angle this is going to go at. Let's just give that card a bit of a flatten first. So his little paws, I don't really want to go right in front of his face. Let's do this one first. So I'm just going to go from his paws. This one might just disappear behind that one. How do we make that one not go over his face? Maybe he just let go of that one. Oh no, he's lost one. Poor little bunny lost his balloon. Okay, now some stamping
We
for...
all have days like that.
We do have days like that. So my stamping of my greeting I'm going to do in the Very Perry. And I'm thinking... I was thinking time to party. Let's find those words. Party. Or birthday vibe. Oh, I should have thought of this beforehand because I would really like to put the big birthday in there as well. So that's where I'm just thinking, how's that going to work? I'm just sort of laying the words out and seeing how they might work with that. Birthday, time to party. Is that all right, Matthew? Or do I need a happy in there as well? Happy birthday, time to party.
I guess that tells more of the story.
Tells more of the story? Okay, let's use the stamp press for this. Because that way I'll be sure that I can get my words straight and have them stamped where I want them to stamp. So let's have birthday right across there. Time to party. Where's our happy? Put that one up there. All right, so I'll pick those up with a press and I can see from there the line on there that the happy's crooked. But the others look pretty good. So I'm just going to take this back off again and just shift that happy. I know whereabouts I want it. Now I'm just lining it up with the grid points, the grid lines, till I can see that it's fairly straight. Okay. Ink up with our Very Peri. Press down. Needed a little bit more ink there, didn't I? Okay. Now I'm glad I used the stamp press. I'm just going to pop that way so you can see a bit more what I'm doing. And I'll grab my stamp barren tool and just give that a nice smooth over that happy birthday. Give it a little bit of time for that ink to sink into the card because we're using an absorbent card. Let's see what we've got there. Much better. Happy birthday, time to party. And that is our little card. I want to add some glitter, but I'm thinking no, it's nice just with all the soft watercolouring, isn't it? I hope you like that one. Bit of a different technique adding the watercolours to the stamps. But I liked it. It gives you, it's a very random effect, because you don't know how those colours are going to blend together. So I love it because you just get the watercolours moving and making their own thing happen. I don't know how high that little balloon on its own is going to go, but it's heading off there. All right, thank you very much for watching today. Been lovely having you with me again. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube, and we'll see you again next time.